Hey everyone, welcome to today's webinar from Hack the Mountain 3.0. On the behalf of entire HTM team, I Khushi Waltz would like to welcome you all to this community-based hackathon, where we are regularly conducting such workshops and webinars, including HTM Qubits, in order to strengthen your skills as developer and you to perform better in the upcoming hackathon. So today we are going to have a webinar presentation by the phenomenal Mr. Nandat Mehra on the topic Lighthouse Perpetual File Storage and Access Control for Web3 Labs. He's a founder of Lighthouse, creating Web3 products aiming to decentralize control over the internet. I would let him introduce himself further. Now we are looking forward to hear from you, sir.
Cool, awesome. So thank you for having me, and I'm the founder of Lighthouse. And let me just start off with the deck right away, and we can continue from there. I'm gonna share my screen. Cool. So I think so. The screen should be visible to all. If it isn't, let me know. But it should be. So yeah. Um, let's start off with like some of the history why we wanted to build Lighthouse. So in the past we have seen like libraries being burned down and scholars being buried. We have seen like famous universities like Nalanda University, Library of Alexandria, and most recently Iraq National Library being destroyed by either bombs or by kingdoms who didn't like them. So, while most of us might think that in the internet age there is no such problem, but that's not the case. Internet age faces from two broad problem. One is link rot, where there's a highly likely chance that you visited a link this year and maybe a couple of years down the line, that link doesn't point to the original content. And the second thing is um, I can go to a website and maybe I realize that after a couple of years, the website content has changed totally. So the point being the data, not just even in historical times, but even in the internet times, is not stable and permanent. So now coming back to Web3, Web3, you might have already learned about this thing that uh, it's a better way of creating softwares than Web2 because it's more free, open, and the ownership is in the hands of the user. Now, there are already smart contract chains like Ethereum, Polygon, Solana, etc. But the key thing is most of the transactions on them and data on them, like that is permanent. You cannot change that. If I sent you, let's say, one Ethereum, that's the final transaction. Nobody can change that. But we saw like some interesting examples come up like NFTs. So NFTs are these tokens that represent ownership of a digital asset, and they can be either be collectibles or digital arts. So the point is ultimately if you see NFT, that is just an image, video file, which is like tokenized, and like the record is stored on the blockchain. But the key problem with that is the files is not permanent. So the day uh, you stop paying for the file, your NFT will still be there in your wallet, but that will point to a broken link. So that's how we realized that we need to create a storage protocol which solve this issue of persistence of files, making the files permanent. So just for example, this is one of the NFT collection Meebits on OpenSea, listed at a pretty good floor price. And if you go and check its metadata, which is like uh, characteristics of what is included in this image file, it points to this image link, which is like meebits.app/meebits something something. But when you actually open that to on a browser, you see it says not found. So the point is, it was an NFT, but now it is pointing to nowhere. Although, like, yeah, OpenSea, which is the platform showing it, has cached it, but the original link has broken. So the key point is, like, we all are experimenting with NFTs and various storage products and applications around Web3. But if your data and files are not permanent, then there is no use case of building that. Couple of years down the line, your NFTs can just break. But don't worry, Lighthouse is here. So, Lighthouse is a perpetual file storage protocol that allows the ability to pay once and store your files forever. So, by perpetual, we mean like continuous. So, let's say if you have heard what Google Drive and Dropbox is, you have to pay them on a recurrent basis every month. Now, imagine that same happens with your NFT. Every month you have to renew for your files. And maybe what happens is like the day you stop paying for your NFT, or let's say the centralized company you used to create your NFT start paying the miners, then your file will point to nowhere. So that's how what Lighthouse allows you to do is just pay once and store your files forever. No need to do recurrent payments. So there are four key broad properties of Lighthouse that makes it the best storage protocol for all the Web3 related applications. First of all, it has persistence. That Lighthouse ensures that your file are replicated across some minimum number of replication. So let's say every file is replicated across 6 miners. Even if one of them goes down, you can be sure that your files are still there. Um, and the second property is of privacy. Not a lot of applications want storing just public data. There could be instances where you want to build a private data storage application or token gated applications. So for that, you need to encrypt your files. So Lighthouse does provides that ability to you. And the third thing is, since we are built on top of IPFS and Filecoin, we extend the natural properties of them. So the first one is the tamper-proof nature. So you can be sure that even if you get your files like 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years down the line, it will always be tamper-proof. Like you will get always the same file back without any issue of, oh, was this file changed? Even a bit of that file won't be changed. So it's like totally tamper-proof. And the fourth nature is distributed. So Filecoin overall has a big miner network and storage capacity. And since Lighthouse uses IPFS and Filecoin underneath, and that makes Lighthouse open to a big number of miner network and storage capacity. So yeah, these are the four key properties: persistence, privacy, tamper proof, and distributed nature that makes Lighthouse the best storage layer for Web3. So, as part of our Lighthouse suite, we have a CLI tool and Lighthouse SDK, which is this NPM package that you can import in your browser front end, be it React, Vue, Angular, or in the backend and Node.js. And maybe most of you already know that our website is lighthouse.storage, and I'll walk you through that just in a minute. And I'll come to this UI. So, yeah, let's move on to our demo. Pretty good time to do that. And then I'll come back to the slide a bit later. So this is like an example application which is built on top of Lighthouse, which uses all the functionalities of Lighthouse. So just me walking you through this will give you a pretty good idea on what we are doing. And just so that you want to check it out later, the URL is files.lighthouse.storage. You can also find this on our main site. If you go to lighthouse.storage, click on this button, store files now, and it will redirect you to this dashboard. So now you can log in either through MetaMask or through Google login. So let's try out Google for a while. So it should log me in soon. Yeah. So as you can see, like I got my dashboard with all the files that are there. What I can do is, let's say, upload a new file. And if I want to make it a private file, I can turn on the encryption on, or I can turn it off. Let's upload a new file. And yeah, so this new file just got uploaded. And if I go to my dashboard, click on here, I can see that, okay, this is the file I uploaded. This was its size. I just created it like it's 9 p.m. here. And this is the ID which represents the unique ID to the file. And if I click on this view button, I should be able to see this file. Or the good thing is, since it's on IPFS network, I can not just even view from my gateway, I can fetch it from anywhere else in the internet. So this is the file that I just uploaded uh, through the dashboard. And now let's do something interesting. Let's upload an encrypted file and see what happens. So let's upload the same file but in an encrypted manner. And now I can see that that file appears here. I can again view it and it comes on my dashboard. Now, the interesting thing is with Lighthouse, you can build some pretty interesting logical applications around that, which we call as like token gated applications. So you can click on this apply access control and add a condition. So for example, if I want that only holders of a particular NFT collection can access this file, I can select okay, which chain my NFT is on, and then is that a ERC721 NFT token or ERC20, which is like a normal crypto token, and then like select the method, put in the contract address here. So for example, if I go to like OpenSea right now and let me search a new NFT. And this is the contract address of this whole NFT collection. So I can copy this address from here and come back to my dashboard and mention this address. And I can put a comparator greater than equal to 1. So what it does is like it might sound complex, but what it does is a pretty simple thing. It says now that this file can only be accessed by the holders of this NFT collection if they own at least one of this NFT. And if I go and create this condition, I can even build like multiple conditions like, and for example, I can say only people who have one Polygon token in their wallet and 10 Polygon NFTs can access this file. So can build a pretty interesting token gated applications with Lighthouse. But the key thing of showing this dashboard to you is these are like all the various functionalities that you can build when you are building your own projects during this hackathon. So you can upload a file to the distributed network using Lighthouse. You can store an encrypted file, uh, and you can even put like access control conditions on it. And you can go like, so if you're like a developer, you will need a API key later. So this is like this API key section. So now let's move to something interesting. Let's move to like actual live coding of this part. And going to this, let me hop into my documentation. Oh, seems like Google is blocking this link. Shouldn't happen. But yeah, so this is like our documentation. You can find it on our main site. And the key thing is that we want you to do in this hackathon is use our Lighthouse SDK, and you can get all the various code examples here. You can integrate it on the front end or on the back end, as well as I already mentioned. And now let's go ahead and try this one of this out. So I'll open my terminal and create a new directory. So make dir htm, go into that directory, and then uh, initialize a new project. And then what I can go do is like just come back here and copy this uh, piece of line to run so that I can install the Lighthouse SDK. So it will take like a couple of seconds or maybe like 30 seconds max. Meanwhile, I'll open the folder here, which I just created. Desktop. This is the HTM folder. Cool. So let's see. Yeah. So the Lighthouse SDK is like already installed. You can find this command here in our documentation. And um, now let's build a basic React. Okay, let's skip React for now. Let's build a basic Node.js application. So for that, what we need to do is, uh, first of all, I already installed Lighthouse uh, SDK. So you can see that in the package.json file. So I can just go to this Node.js upload code, and you can just like copy this code right away and use it in your dapps. And let me create a new file, and let's name it as main.js. And I might have to install this .env once. Yeah, so now what I can do is go back to my dashboard, which was, I think, here, generate a new API key, copy this, and then, yeah, I'll create a new environmental file.env and copy it here. API underscore key is equal to this. So now this will allow me to upload files using my API key to Lighthouse. And the next thing that I have to do is just get a file that I have to upload to Lighthouse. So let me just quickly uh, go to my desktop and find a file that I want to upload. Desktop, copy, go to this project that I just created. I'll paste a file here. Cool. And just to make sure that you can see here uh, that this is the file that I'm trying to upload. This is the file name. This is the API key that I just got from the files dashboard. And this is the function which deploys the file to Lighthouse. So I can just do uh, run this file using node main.js. Yeah, so the file just got uploaded to the distributed network, and I even got the hash of this file, so I can copy it and view it in my browser. Seems like I'm sweating a lot, but crazy. But yeah, the file is uploaded on the distributed network. Now you can use it for even like your NFTs, store your NFTs, and like use this image as the file to that NFT. Or you can even like build a private storage data app or any other application. So that was like just it for the demo. But the key thing is you can find all of this thing on our documentation. If you want to integrate it to your React front-end apps, these are the code. And if you want to integrate that to Node.js backend, these are the code. And just play around with the documentation. And definitely to win this in this hackathon, rather than being somebody who just uploads a file to Lighthouse, try to build interesting application. So what will give you an edge over other participants if you not just use the upload functionality, but even encryption, access control, and like encryption, decryption, and access control functionality, which will give you a better and much advantage of winning this hackathon and bounty over any other participant. So just I'll come back to the original slides now. Let me present it again. So cool. Just to go through our offerings once is uh, for this hackathon we are offering $2,000 worth like paid in USDC and split it among the top 5 teams. So if like 5 teams we like a lot, then it would be like $400 per team. But not just that, even if you use Lighthouse in some way, or like even just touched our SDK, you will still be eligible to get uh, not the prize money, but even like the t-shirts and the stickers that will bring in the hackathon during our visit day after tomorrow. And definitely, if you're somebody who's looking for an internship or full-time role opportunity, that is definitely that uh, we will have an opportunity for you to apply, and then it will go through a normal hiring process. But definitely taking part in this hackathon brings you closer to the team for hiring purpose. But yeah, $2,000 for the top 5 teams, like split it among the top 5 teams. So like $400 per team, and then t-shirts and stickers to maybe top 13 or 15 teams who go on and use Lighthouse, depending on how much t-shirts we have. I think it's around 50 t-shirts. So just to give, if you've already not decided on what idea to build, there could be like a lot of things you can do. You can like store your NFTs and store the files of this that NFT on Lighthouse. Build like an NFT marketplace. You can build like a DAO storage app. You can build a reputation system. Something which I like a lot is like this deadman switch. It's like how would I transfer a secret to somebody down in the future? So let's say the key to my wallet, crypto wallet. If I want to transfer that to my brother, like 3 years. So it's like if my wallet doesn't have any transaction for next 3 years, consider me dead, and then decrypt my wallet key file for my brother. So for that, you need two things. You need a system that can allow you to do encryption and access control. And secondly, the file has to be persisted for a long period of time. That's what like Lighthouse provides. So Deadman Switch is a pretty interesting application. You can maybe build pay-per-view media that, okay, only if you pay for this token, then only you can access this file. Or you can even build an application like uh, only the people of this NFT collection can view this particular documents or files and then collaborate together. So there are like plenty of applications possible, which we have also mentioned in our sponsorship page as well. And this is our website, and you can join our Discord. I think these are the links that you might already have with you. And yeah, that's about it. I'm pretty open to questions, and just I think this is the sponsorship deck that we have, uh, document that we have. So you can find all of those hackathon uh, ideas here as well. And if you have any questions, ping us on Discord. We have a channel in the Hack the Mountain Discord group, or we have also put up our Discord group there, Lighthouse Discord, so you can join there as well. Cool. That's it for the workshop. So I'm open for any questions if anybody has that.
Thank you, sir, for the informative discussion. I'm sure everyone here learned a thing or two. For the questionnaire round, keep posting your queries in the chat box below. I'm eager to receive your feedback, guys. So, sir, we have a lot of questions in the comments, so we will starting with the questions. So, our first question is from Krish Khatter. That is NFT a bubble?
So I think definitely, uh, if the market goes down, so things might seem like a bubble. But I think there are pretty interesting use case that you can do with NFTs. People are even like building some social applications, like funding open source projects, open source goods using NFT. Even this Ukraine thing that happened, I saw an NFT project like using NFTs to support. And maybe why NFTs? So, for example, Vitalik, who's the creator of Ethereum, who's like natively from Russia, he even donated using that. Uh, because it's like crypto is cross boundary, you cannot put any sanctions to everyone. So Vitalik, being like native Russian, he didn't wanted to reveal his identity. uh, but I think yeah, NFT can be used for like public goods, funding, many other interesting applications. And so for example, you can build an interesting application like Kindle, right? Kindle has all the documents, ebooks. So can I lend it to you for some period of time as a ebook, and then after some time back I revoke back the access. So I think there are pretty interesting applications that NFTs enable. So for example, if you talk to any creator, any artist, they are like paying shit ton of money to, the gatekeepers. So let's say if you're a record label, T series, right? If I am, let's say, a singer, Arijit Singh, I have to pay like ton of money to somebody like T series or other music labels, etc., so that I get my music out there. But if I build like a music NFT on my own, so rather than going through that traditional route, I have a new monetization tool. So definitely, uh, when something a big wave happens, you will find a lot of projects like which is like bubble scam. But if you go on and talk to the people, go and talk to somebody who has been an artist, musician from like last 5 or 10 years, ask him what has your biggest challenges been like, and they'll let you know that, oh, we have to pay this much to record label, we have to pay this much to the this manufacturer, that manufacturer, then um, like various like 10 different intermediaries might come before they get their cut. So somebody even like told me, not told me, but even I saw recently somewhere that Michael Jackson, his number one hit collection, I think he just earned like couple of percentage out of that, 4 5 or maybe just 10% out of his own, the best collection that Michael Jackson put up out there. Where did the rest 90% of that go? Just to the music labels. So that point being, like, there is a lot of application possible that for creators, for even like the token gated things that I was talking about. And definitely the fact that now you can even see NFTs on Instagram, that is something like pretty beautiful thing. It's already out there. If you haven't seen, go and check out Instagram CEO account Mosseri, Mosseri. that guy has put up like NFTs in Instagram. So the point is, it's a pretty great time for experimentation and build great hackathon projects, and then maybe that becomes a pretty good future project, helping real people in the future. But yeah, I think there might be like some bubble aspects, but it's like there's a lot of value that can be captured here.
Okay, very well. So next question is from Ashish. How can Web3 concept be used in cybersecurity?
Um, I think it can or cannot be used. I think first thing is the key thing is that Web3 itself is like meant to be user owned, right? So what I mean by that is, so for example, if you are using UPI or ICICI Bank or something like that, right? Maybe uh, if something happened someday from ICICI Bank developers that their database got leaked or something else, then it's like up to them. Like they can do anything with your data. Who is stopping them to just come out and just change the amount in your wallet from 10,000 rupees to 11,000 rupees? It's just a centralized database. So I remember one of my friends, his brother, it was like 4 years back, he actually broke into like Axis Bank uh, main server, and he was like almost there to like crack it. I think he was that near to do it. But I think there have been now enough examples there in the world where centralized systems are prone to attacks. um, just imagine with what happened with someone like Donald Trump. Oh, doesn't matter if he was right or wrong, but he got banned from Facebook, he got banned from Twitter, he got banned from even AWS, Amazon Web Services, to host website, and a couple of other apps which were like right wing in the US, they got banned. So the point is here, rather than having a central entity control of your data, if that is like more transparent on how that thing works, then there's a lot of value to be d- like have there, to control your own data, I would say, or maybe like control your
Yeah.
life saving.
Okay. Our next question is from Anmol. How can we win Lighthouse track in HTM?
So obviously, use Lighthouse SDK in some meaningful way in either your React websites, or like integrate that into Node.js, etc. I've already given you some examples on what all you can build, but you can even build anything even outside that as well. But what will increase your chances a lot to win the Lighthouse Hackathon bounty is if you use some of our core features, which is like upload, but even like encryption, access control, and somebody who can build a token gated application where, let's say, only if you have one NFT in your wallet and let's say 10 Ethereum tokens or 10 um, Uniswap tokens in your wallet, then only you can access this file. That would be a pretty cool application to build. But I think the key thing is focus on the actual use case, like what will be the use case of that product, and then make sure that you use enough functionalities there with Lighthouse. And I think the key thing, not just for Lighthouse, but even outside that, is you guys have limited time. So don't just at the end of the last hour say that okay, we got this, it's not working, or it's like not live. Make it live on the internet so that I might not be coming there, but my co-founder Ravish is coming, one of our team member is coming, but I'll be sitting in my own city. Can I try your website that you put up there? So make the product live. Don't just let it be a GitHub repo which is open source. Make it live on the website. There are enough free tools that you can use for hosting the website. Just make it live and make it work. So, and then use the core functionalities. So yeah, those are some of the suggestions.
So our next question is from Krish Khattar again. I'm really curious why you named it
Why we
Lighthouse.
named it Lighthouse? So I think the key thing was like, in a way, when you see like a physical lighthouse, it's like a watcher, it's like a gatekeeper, right? To uh, for outside entities and stuff. So in a way, when we say the name Lighthouse, it's like we are like gatekeeping your files. Gatekeeping as in means like we provide this infrastructure that ensures that your files are there, it's persisted, it's not prone to anybody just taking away your data. So yeah.
Okay. Next, we have Monica. How Lighthouse can improve developers' experience.
So I think overall the key thing is, if you are a developer who wants to build anything around Web3 or blockchain, right? Now in the market you will see a product which is saying that, oh, store on my system. A different product will say that, oh, you can use my encryption and access control. And maybe a third product comes out and say that your files are retrieved at a pretty slow speed, so use my CDN network or use my caching system. So what you get at Lighthouse, it's not just raw storage for Web3, but more than that, even all the tools around it. So if you want to store private data, encrypted data, that can be done. Token gated resources can be done. And if if you want to like retrieve files quickly, you can get a custom domain. So for example, monica.lighthouse.storage, and then all of your files that you uploaded through Lighthouse can also be served from that custom subdomain. So the key thing is, if you're doing anything around file storage in Web3, blockchain, crypto, Lighthouse has covered you all, like from all angles
Okay.
as a developer.
Next, we have yeah. Next, we have Duke. Why should a normal user switch to Lighthouse, like we have the Google Drive and other cloud storage? How Lighthouse is beneficial for a daily user?
So the first important thing is, the key use cases that we target at Lighthouse is definitely uh, Web3 native use cases, be it NFTs, DAOs, if you're building anything around uh, blockchain and crypto. Now consider this pretty interesting thing. So for example, if you go to Google Drive, you store a file there, you name it like drive.google.com/duke/abc.jpg. Okay, and now you created an NFT and you put up that file ABC, which was, let's say, a cat photo. So you upload like Google Drive slash uh, Duke slash cat.jpg, and you created an NFT using that file referencing system. Now, let's say I bought that NFT, and that NFT is pointing to cat.jpg. So you as a user, or you as a creator who is Duke in this case, you can just go and change that cat photo to a dog photo because you have the access to the Google Drive. Who is stopping you to change that uh, cat photo to dog photo? Nobody. So maybe when I was buying that NFT from you, it was just a cat photo, but now you just change it to a dog photo, which is like nonsense. I'm like, oh, I just paid for this NFT and now it's pointing to a new file, which is like quite crazy. And maybe even not that, you might decide that, oh, let me shut my Google Drive account down. Then all of the NFTs of mine is pointing to nowhere. It's done. What happens in case of Lighthouse is that every file gets a unique ID. So when you reference that file, you say gateway.lighthouse.storage slash IPFS slash the ID of that file. Now, the amazing thing with that is, even if I change just a bit in that whole file, the whole hash of the file will change. So every time I can be sure that if you created a NFT and that was pointing to a file stored on Lighthouse, that will always be the same, be it tomorrow, be it day after tomorrow, be it like 6 years down the line, 10 years down the line. So I am sure as a buyer of that NFT that your NFT cannot, this NFT that I bought, it cannot be changed to dog photo tomorrow. So that is, I think, pretty interesting application, and definitely encryption and access control. So, for example, if I want to build this application where only people, so let's say if we together create a new token, maybe somebody should do that, create a hack the mountain token. And I'm like, oh, these are all the videos that we generated during our hackathon. And let me upload that to Lighthouse. And now everyone who participated in the hackathon, I'll drop them a hack the mountain NFT. Now, what that application does is, only if you have that hack the mountain NFT, then only you can access this file. So this is a pretty interesting application which ensures of, let's say, not just ensuring creators of like the rights of their product that they're creating, but even ensures the end user that the thing that they paid for, that will last there. Obviously there is another thing that you can do, like you can build dynamic NFTs, etc. But yeah, that is something which is not present in Google Drive or iCloud, etc. So all of those applications which Google Drive does, you can do that with Lighthouse, but not vice versa. Not everything that Lighthouse does can be done by Google Drive.
Next, we have Ria. What motivated you to get into the world of Web3?
So I think definitely, like most of us, even I started with the premise of Bitcoin. Uh, so I think even if you study how Bitcoin started, it was I think around 2007 or 8 when it came out. So that guy, why he launched, is that just imagine, right? Whole of the stock market crashed during that time. If you know about dot com bubble, so not dot com bubble, but that 2007 real estate crash or housing crash, whatever you want to say that. A lot of people lost jobs. At the end of the day, what happened is government printed money, and all of the big banks, be it Goldman Sachs, be it JP Morgan, all of them, they were like, oh, you lost this money, let me give back it to you. So government just helped them out. But what happened to the normal user? Like nothing. Like government is like printing money every year. So I think that's how the fact that Bitcoin is like limited supply, and in a way even governments created money from kingdoms. Like kingdoms could have argued like 100 years back that, oh, why are you creating a Indian rupee, why are you creating a US dollar? So banks, the concept of banks came in, and I think now there was a time till 1970s when that used to be backed by digital gold. Now it's not. If you like even hold like 100 rupees in your wallet, like in your bank account right now, 1 year down the line that will be just valued like 95 rupees or 96 rupees. Why? Because price of goods will go up. Why? Because government just prints new money every year. So that's how, like, again, I started with the Bitcoin thesis, like why decentralized money is important. Then came Ethereum. Like you cannot just do that thing, decentralization with money, but even with general computer applications. So for example, Facebook, Instagram, you spend like hours of time on reels every day. What are you getting out of it as a user? Everything is going from the people who want to spend ads, and then that goes back to the Facebook. You are getting nothing out of it. You are just wasting your time. So somebody, as part of the hackathon, might want to create a new kind of application, create an Instagram clone. What it does is, um, if I am an advertiser, I'll still pay for my advertisement, but that, rather than going to Instagram company, can some portion of that be directed to you, me, or let's say somebody else in this hackathon? That will be a pretty cool product, like not letting central companies dominating all of your data. So I think, yeah, there are a variety of applications that started off with Bitcoin, then came Ethereum, and then definitely where Lighthouse fits is, like if you want to store anything, if you want to do Instagram reel, you can store all those videos on Lighthouse if you want to build an interesting applications. And don't see me why you cannot kill Instagram. People used to say that with like MySpace, Friendster, Facebook came, then Snapchat became the next big thing. Then, Instagram became the next big thing. Then Snapchat came with stories. Instagram copied that. TikTok came with reels. Everyone copied that. Now there's a France-based startup coming up, which is like dual-face camera. So I think there's gonna be application. It's not like if you build something new that won't be valued. It will be valued by the mass market.
So next we have Rajiv, Lighthouse future projects.
So definitely, since like we are more like a technical product, so we are planning to support more smart contract chains like Solana. Right now, we support Ethereum, Polygon, Optimism, but Solana is one chain that we are supporting. And yeah, we are working on many interesting technologies which are yet to be released. Uh, but yeah, right now our focus is on getting the key things around Web3 storage done right. Yeah, I think one interesting product is, you might have heard about SQL and database and MongoDB, right? So that is not natively available on Web3. So that is one product we are building right now, and that will be like shipped in next 2 months. So if you are already familiar with SQL, now you can store that on a Web3 native database. That will be like quite cool. Like you already have studied DBMS or other subjects. So yeah, that is one good thing that we're working on right now.
Next we have Anamika, how secure is Lighthouses?
So definitely it is quite secure. I would say that your files cannot be tampered in. Encryption and access control uses a pretty interesting set of cryptography. So I don't know what you mean by how, but it is quite secure. You can ask more about which is the part you are worried about to us, but it should be fine using Lighthouse. Don't worry about security with that, especially during your hackathon project. Don't worry about that.
Uh, Now we have a last question from Jessica. How we can get internship in Lighthouse?
So definitely build something cool and like maybe try winning our top prizes, and then we might submit a form during that hackathon or after that hackathon, and you can fill in if you are interested for an internship or something else, even if full time, if you are graduating sooner or already graduated, then it will go through an internal process. But definitely you building something pretty amazing here that actually works, you understanding what Lighthouse actually does, puts you at a greater advantage than our regular hiring process, because we are already spending time judging our application, so we might go one level deeper. But yeah, uh, keep building in Web3 anyways, even if uh, there is no, if you don't get an internship with us right now, keep building projects or keep in touch with us. Let us keep us updated what you are doing, and maybe in couple of months apply again when you're like more skilled. But if you're already skilled, then show us during the hackathon, and we'll see.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Again, I hope everyone will get their desired answers. So now moving forward, Fox for 484, you can visit the link shown in the banner below. Where will you find everything related to our upcoming hackathon? You can also join us on Discord. I promise we are re-welcoming to the newbies. Just say hi in the welcome chat and we will bring you right in. So now, folks, get yourself ready. This was the last Qubit session, and we are so close to our final hackathon. That is going to be held on 17 and 18 of September at Manav Rachna International Institute of Research and Science in hybrid mode. Those who didn't select it for offline mode, online opportunity is still waiting for you. Looking forward to have every one of you there with us. Registrations are still open. Get yourself registered ASAP. Really hope we will see you soon all there. So now you can also follow our page on Instagram for regular updates on Hackathon. So coming to close now, it's a pleasure to have you here today, sir. Would you like to add or comment anything else?
So yeah, just something to think about is like just make sure that next 3 days, like you spend all of your energy building something cool, make it live. That's one thing more important. But hackathons do change like interesting lives. My career journey started from a hackathon itself, so uh, do take it seriously and have a good time. Don't be like, oh, I have to win. Even if you don't win, just make sure that after 3 days, you're like, oh, I learned something and I built something. And yeah, all the best.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you once again for this wonderful session. All right, that's all, folks. We'll see you soon. Once again, I would like to remind you that there is a lot to learn from such great minds and there's a lot to explore. Have a great day. Thank you.